senior, and I'm going to be graduating here coming up in May. I'm actually going to be going to college and finishing up my criminal justice degree, and then I'm going to be going into the academy and becoming a game warden, which I have to go through the police academy and everything like that, become a police officer for about 5 years, and then I get to transfer and become a game warden. So the police academy isn't all up what it's cracked up to be. It's not just signing a piece of paper and you're a police officer. It's lots of rigorous training and learning. It's not amazing pay, and it's not an amazing paycheck, but yet it's got what, if you love what you do, it's not even a job, being completely honest.
This class gives you what they don't. It gives you the background of what officers really do. You see on TV now, officers, you see them going on high-speed chases. You'll see them arresting somebody. You'll see them on the news with serious situations. This here gives you, like, the background information that's really important and what you need to know. Court cases, what to do. You're going to learn your rights. And it's not just on TV. They make it seem like it's so fun, something you want to do up and beat all the time. Most of that time, the real stuff that they're doing is sitting down, learning, and paperwork, and solving code cases. That's what you'll end up doing in investigations. You'll try to crack a code case, and I couldn't crack it. You try to crack a code case, you'll learn about code cases, you'll learn about violent crimes, like what is the worst crime that somebody can commit? What do you guys think the worst crime? Can y'all raise your hand? What's the worst crime? Murder. What's the worst crime to you? Murder. That's the worst crime somebody could commit to you guys?
Maybe like sexual assault, that's really bad.
Okay, so in this class, you're going to learn a lot about, you guys think murder is, what do you guys think murder, like?
Like a serial killer.
Like serial killers, like?
Kill you. The clone person.
Yeah, so, yeah. You guys are learning a lot about cases. Jeffrey Dahmer is a situation in this class, and we talk a lot about drugs in this class. What is the #1 drug right now that is killing a lot of people? Weed. Right. The fentanyl is a real serious case right now. We learn about that a lot. A lot of kids come to this class and they have different outviews on something, and it doesn't make them dumb if they think certain drugs should be gone, or it doesn't make them dumb if they feel like a serial killer shouldn't have gotten the punishment they got. You know, some people believe that they're innocent or what they did isn't serious, and then others are like, no, he needs to die. But that doesn't mean you argue in class and call that other person stupid. It's a very fun class. If you're interested, go for it.
You have to take midterm, emergency procedures, and anatomy before you take any of these other classes. I would definitely recommend getting done with midterm and principles of health your freshman and sophomore year, and then you also have to take emergency procedures your sophomore year, and then junior year, if you are more into the business side of healthcare, there's the CMAA with Ms. Bowman. You learn laws and ethics. That's really good if you want to take pharmacy. Or we have M&A, which is a lot of hands-on skills to get your CNA license. You can take that your junior year after you take anatomy.
This is the engineering/Vex robotics classroom for EC3. In order to take this class, you need to take 2 years of engineering at your home high school. But really quick, raise your hand if you like math or science.
Come on, we need some hands. 1, 2, 2.
Oh, not that many. Okay. Well, okay. Raise your hand if you like design and building stuff such as Legos or Minecraft. Okay, that's more. So basically, engineering is like a mix of all those things combined. Freshman year?
Yeah. All right, so your freshman year, you'll be taking IED with Mr. Pike. Pretty much you'll be doing Inventor or 3D modeling, and you'll just do various things, making different things like a train with it. So.
Okay. So your sophomore year, you'll be doing a lot more hands-on stuff compared to your freshman year. Your freshman year, you'll be learning more about the basics, what to do, what is engineering, what does it involve. Your second year, you'll be doing a lot more projects, hands-on stuff, a lot more math and science. So one of the first things we do, we start messing around with what we call breadboards. Where are they at? Right here. They're basically like circuit boards, but you get to mess with them, take stuff out, plug them back in. It's just an introduction to show how they work. They get complicated, they can do whatever. We start messing around with what we call balsa wood bridges. There's these thin little wood pieces. We glue them together. We build bridges. The main point of those is just to show structural integrity. You know, civil engineering, what civil engineers do. They show the strengths of stuff. They build stuff, build bridges. One of the last things we do in that class is we call a marble sorter. So we get these marbles. We build it out of parts like this, these VEX parts. So we do programming. You know, you build these little test bed. You build these little, what's it called? Just parts. And sort these marbles, and that's one of the last things you do in that class.
Okay, so your junior year, you're going to be here, and you're just going to be taking electrical engineering based classes, just because those types of classes can go into civil or mechanical. Here, the beginning of the first trimester that you take is like a mixture of freshman year, which is just a bunch of introductions to what you'll be doing. Your second trimester for this class, you'll be focusing on a bit more Autodesk Inventor, and you'll be doing more projects. So Autodesk Inventor, that's a 3D modeling program. You can take the certification test and get a medallion for graduation. Some projects that we did was learning how to solder. So we used this, and we would solder a circuit board and get it to light up. So that was the goal. Show them this. So for engineering, you have to record everything that you do. This is for VEX robotics. What you do in class, it's not this crazy, but it's a good example to show what you should be recording for your define the problem process. So.
Senior year, you can actually start getting into more of your pathway kind of stuff. You can start taking mechanical engineering, civil engineering, or electrical engineering. Over here, you can see where it's the courses that you have to take for the different medallions you can get when you graduate. So mechanical engineering is more like hands-on kind of stuff, and then EDD capstone is this class right here. And pretty much what you'll be doing is you'll be finding a problem, and then finding different ways to fix it, and then fix it by 3D printing anything of like actually making a product. And then civil is more like making houses or making bridges, and you'll get some of that kind of in your POE class, your second year of high school, and then it'll really focus in on the civil engineering class your senior year.
An alternative to the capstone class, which is a requirement for your graduation for engineering, you can co-op if you get accepted for an interview. I'm co-oping at Matulsa right now, which is really great because not only is the pay better, the hours work a lot better with my schedule. So while, your other friends might be working at Target or TJ Maxx from like 5 to 11 p.m. every night, I get to co-op from 8 to 3 p.m. So it works with my schedule. They'll work with you around your school, and the pay's better. But
also, your junior and senior year here, you can take robotics classes, especially what this is, a robot right here. You go learn. There's a game this year. We build stuff. It's a lot more people who like designing, creativity, people who like writing, jotting down stuff, like notebooking. A lot of people who like programming. There's a lot of programming in here. That's most of the stuff you do in that. So anyone want to drive the robot? Anyone? You just raise your hand. Just come over here if you want to drive it. It's fine.
So this is the residential maintenance class, one of the most fun classes you will take. And you start off in intro, which is just a basic mix of like electrical and carpentry. Then you go to wiring, and you have carpentry, which you'll take sophomore and junior years. And when you're a senior, you'll have co-op. And co-op's where you leave for all day, like your third trimester or so, and you just go and work. You're in high school, but you still get to work and you're getting paid for it. So
yeah, you won't even the last 3 months of school through the residential maintenance, you won't even be at school.
yeah, you won't even go to school unless it's for graduation practice or something like that. So in this class, I mean, even if you ain't interested in a trade, you can take it and learn how to work on your house and stuff, and that goes a long way. And you can just get out of school and tell it at ECTC, which is pretty cool, you don't have to go here even. So another big thing is that you get to take, you got certifications in this class. You get certified in carpentry and electrical, and you take your OSHA. You get your OSHA card out of that. And OSHA is like the national safety thing, and that's required for a lot of jobs. So you're already prepared when you have that for a job. And you just get the basics. Like if you're interested in electricity at all, anything involving electricity, you can just, it's the basics. So that goes a long way.
Yeah, some of the things we've been doing in the wiring class is we'll wire up light switches, lights, ceiling fans, outlets. We haven't got much further than that yet, but we will be doing more. We'll be wiring panel boxes, running the Romex, which is the wire. And in the carpentry class, we built that stool. We build stuff, and most of the time you usually take them home. We actually built a house in our shop. It was probably about the size of this room, and we built it, and we were going to wire it, but we had NTI, snow days, and all that. So now what they're doing is they're doing little houses like this, and they're actually putting brick and mortar on it and everything like that.
It's just the basics.
And we did a few times go out to an actual house and help them build that and work with other construction workers, which was very neat. So I'm sure they'll be doing that in the future as well.
Yeah, and the best thing about it is just the basics. Like it's just basic framing. It's just like that. It's just getting used to using saw and stuff. It's pretty good, and it's a lot of fun. We got good teachers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Our electrical teacher is actually an electrician, and then our carpentry teacher used to teach the carpentry class for the college like 12 years ago or something, he said,
So
and he's been a carpenter. So,
Yeah.
and a lot of these, and there's contests that go along with it. You can actually win money for wiring up stuff if you go to competitions, and for framing stuff, you can win money in competitions as well. So.
Yeah. There's a big demand for people in trades, and like it says up there, it's talking about construction workers. Like even during COVID, there's still a need for them because I mean, they ain't never going to stop building things, you know. So,
Well, who wants to have a nail driving competition? You two can come.
all right.
Ready, set, go.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can keep it. Just finish it.
So culinary 2 has black shirts, black caps. Culinary part 1 has gray shirts, gray caps. We have interns. I keep forgetting. Okay, so we have interns around the kitchen. They're also in green shirts. They help chef whatever he needs. They're always here for him. This is chef's office. As y'all come to the left, we got the chef's table in the middle. Chef shows all his cuts and everything that he cuts on this table. We have our tilted skillet. I'm sure of that done. We have our deep fryer. We're deep frying much puppies right now. We have our giant wall. And then we also have our 2 ovens that the culinary class does use daily. We have on this rack we have our cutting kits. They come with a chef's knife, butcher knife, hair knife, scissors, and a sharp tip on.
In this class, you will learn how to become industry certified, and you will learn what makes a car run basically and how you can fix them, whether it's with the electrical system or the suspension and steering or engine, transmission, or anything along the powertrain. And you learn that by taking the class for 5 trimesters?
Yeah.
5 trimesters, whether it's in automotive third block or in the morning or the afternoon class, where you'll be in the class for about an hour. Then you'll come out here for the rest of the time, which is about an hour and a half. And out here, you'll learn hands-on experience, while in the class you get like book technical experience, learn how everything works, learn the protocol for how you do everything, the steps and all that.
And to kind of add on to the ASC certification thing, basically what that is you can become certified to work at any dealership basically that accepts it. The certification tests, they're not like super difficult, but they're kind of hard sometimes. But the certification tests are paid for by the school, so you don't have to pay for them. Basically, all you gotta do is take the tests, and if you pass them, you can become certified to work in the automotive industry. There is the maintenance site repair classes, which is the classes that come after the basic automotive classes, and they are the first and second block, and then fourth and fifth block classes. Third block, it will be your basic automotive or your special problems class. The special problems class is only available when you're a senior, and you can take that and you'll be in with the basic kids, and you'll be kind of like a mentor or a guide and kind of help out the teacher, because we will break into groups and work on things separately to get things done, or just complete tasks that need to be done. And when you first show up in the morning, you'll be in the classroom for about 30 to 45 minutes, and then you'll come out in the shop and you'll basically take the knowledge you learned in the classroom, bring it out here, and use it on whatever that we have currently out here in the shop. And we have been given some things by different companies and or just by different companies. Like we got this cutaway example engine from Toyota to use as kind of like a trainer, and it basically shows how an engine can operate, all the different components that go into it and how it operates, stuff like that. And then we got one of the electrical trainer boards, which basically can kind of give you a basic guide on how wiring works and how different things can go wrong, different things that go into it, and how just different things work basically when it comes to wiring and electrical systems. And then we also have a bunch of these cutaways like this, and it just basically shows you the different components that are in it, how they work, what goes into it, stuff like that. And then also in the shop available, we have 4 lifts. You can bring in your vehicle, your parents' vehicle, teacher can bring in something, anybody can bring in anything as long as it's not a semi or tractor. About it. And then got an alignment rack 4-post that, as you can see, has something that needs to be fixed on it. But it's actually a very fun program and very actually enjoyable. So if you are into like cars, trucks, anything like that, want to learn more about them, want to learn how to fix them, I'd say take the program because it's actually really fun. I've taken it since sophomore year. Haven't had a bad experience yet.
You're going to meet really good people, then you're going to learn how to work on your own cars at home. Instead of taking your car to get an oil change at Valvoline or somewhere to pay $100, you can pay like $40 to do your own oil change. And that's
get some skills while doing it at the same time.
Yeah, and that's $60 that you can save that you can put into your gas tank, because we all know gas is expensive.
Just from where you're standing, you can tell we got 4 2-post lifts that are usually occupied by whatever people decide they want to bring in here. Got the alignment rack, which uses these, if y'all want to come over here a little bit, that use these little sensors that you put on the wheels, and you can adjust the wheel alignment, so that way you don't have increased tire wear, get it doing right, track right, ride correctly, all that. And then in the classroom, we also have 2 of these tire machines that we use actually on a pretty frequent basis. And then we have 2 wheel balancers that we also use on a pretty frequent basis because people do come in for a lot of, tire replacements, stuff like that, or if we see something wrong, we got to fix it, stuff like that. We do have like basically all the tools you would need to work on stuff usually. Through those 2 doors over there where you see all the toolbox and stuff inside, that is the tool room. It has multiple different toolboxes full of things. It's got oil change tools, suspension tools, ball joint presses. It's got all that. And then we got a little parts washer here also, that this head here once was completely black and basically covered in grease. Stuck it in here for about 30 minutes to an hour, scrubbed on it, now it's perfectly clean and usable, hopefully. And then we also, the program did recently get in this black box right here, which that thing's heavy, I'm not pulling it out. We did recently get a plasma cutter, so we do get tools supplied to us because with the program it gets funding from the school, as you would think, and we can go and buy different tools, different things we would need, things that we recommended, stuff like that.
We deal with cinematography and videography, so anybody in here in band? Anybody in basketball, football, soccer, anybody in drama, anybody sing in choir, anybody do stuff outside of school, things like that. We film HCEC-TV and the media arts classes, we film our all the different events that happen throughout the district. So what we do is we kind of train you in this class to learn how to use the equipment. All right, to how to set up a shot properly, how to do different things, and go out and then independently film things. We do have a requirement in here where you have to work at least two events in the evenings after school in order to, it's just part of the curriculum to do that gets you well trained. We've got a couple of stations set up. I know we have a larger group, so we'll do the best we can and try to switch you around a little bit so you can check some of the stuff out.
This is a teleprompter, like I said. One of you can hold this microphone. And one of you, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe, you, since you walked away, you can be behind that.
Oh, come on. I'll do it.
Oh, you can do it then. And then someone else can have the headphones on.
What? I thought someone was going there, and then the person on the camera had these, because this is what they did.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, that's what
you come here. And then you can be there.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, well, yeah. And now, you two don't have to be in front of the camera, but you can be if you want to be background. So basically, you see the start prompting button? Click that. Click it. And then the up and down arrow, the up arrow makes it go up, and the down arrow slows it down. Yeah, so just click. Now read it. It's going up, up, up.
That's a giant full-size camera over there that's like for TV shows and stuff like that. This is like a smaller, more portable camera that we use for like single camera events and stuff like that. We have those are slightly bigger cameras actually, which I'm pointing at right now. We use that for basketball games, football games, any type of sports or sports-related event. I've used these before for any type of like super small event at like College View or whatever. Those are the tripods, which are extremely difficult to set up sometimes, all the time actually. And I mean, they range from like medium size to that to being very, very, very tall if you want to set that up. They can be super short or they can reach up to like 7 feet. And they take a while to set up. I mean, it's simple, but at the same time, it's really not.
Should I set it up to like all of them, or
just that one, because that's the biggest one that doesn't have issues working. This class is pretty easy as long as you just pay attention, like hopefully you're doing right now. Those are the computers over there. We don't use Chromebooks. We use like HPs or something like that with MacBooks. Hopefully you guys will get a MacBook. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. The class is really easy. There's only like one assignment per week, and that's pretty much it. This is one of our medium-sized cameras as well that we use for any type of event. We'll also film inside the school.
This is the aviation pathway. It is drone focused, but if you want to learn anything aviation, you will learn the principles and the basics that apply to everything. Like lift is lift, thrust is thrust. It doesn't change whether you're using a drone or a plane. Throughout your years, you'll focus on various things. Your first year as a freshman, you will be focused on the principles of flight, like we just mentioned, and the history of various important figures. People like the Wright brothers, Leonardo da Vinci, some of the basic people. And then you'll continue to your sophomore year.
Yeah, sophomore year, you, a lot of it is your maps. You do a lot of learning how to read the maps. There's a lot of colors and lines and shapes, and you learn how to read through all the gibberish. And then you study for this test you're going to take your junior year. Then junior year you take You do a lot of practice tests and a lot of reading the laws behind flying drones commercially. So that way, at the end of the year, you can take a test to get your license, which basically allows you to legally fly drones for commercial use, which means you can make money off of flying drones.
Yeah. Most of the jobs that I've seen on various job websites, they'll pay about $50 an hour for a drone pilot. Now, gigs are not as common, but I mean, $50 is like half of what I make in a day, and I make like $16 an hour regularly. So
there is a program. It's called Become a Looker, and it's this program where basically you get registered and everything. You have to be 18 in order to do it, but once you become 18, you can register for this website where you fly your drone around and you take pictures of things, and you send your pictures to the website, and they basically use them as stock photos, and they will pay you for the photos you send them. Most of the time they are looking for, like, if a tornado comes through, you can go take pictures of the tornado damage and send that to them, and they'll pay you for it. And then your senior year, you take dual credit courses through EKU.
Yes.
So you're earning college credit while taking high school classes.
if you plan to continue to college, even if you don't plan to continue in aviation in college, you'll still get extracurricular credits, and it'll save you like $1,000 or more depending on what school you go to. If you're going to like an Ivy League for some reason, you can get like $3,000 worth out of that instead.
Once you pass your test, you do a lot of the material learning has been completed. So you do a lot more of flying the drones. And we've got anything from these little drones, the DJI ones, to these other Tello ones, to this big, the Phantoms, which have the really nice camera on them, to these, well, we only have one. It's the DJI Avata. It has FPV goggles that allow you to see what the drone is seeing when you fly it. And this thing will go like 60 or 70 miles an hour. It's really fast. So, which whenever you fly the drones, you get to go outside, so you get a lot of outside time in this class.
Yeah. Even as a freshman, when you're doing your weekly or like every other weekly projects, then you get to go outside for some of them, or at least to the lobby, because most of the things can't be done in here. If you've
It's got a really nice camera.
A big sporting event that's outdoors in modern days, you'll likely see a drone flying. You'll see something that looks like that, but much bigger, with a full professional camera on the bottom.
8 rotors.
Well, some of them, yeah. Like, I went to the Derby and I saw a giant one of those, and I was like, oh, I might be able to fly that commercially, except that no one would let me near a drone that probably costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. So.